Hi, I'm a comic book nerd, and as a comic book nerd, I read a lot of comics and webtoons, so I will be ranking my top 3 of the week. I'm the Wonder Man, and this is Panels and Rambles. Okay, so starting with number 3, today we have Batgirl 2024. It was written by Tate Brombal and art by Takeshi Miyazawa. Dude, it's so good. All you have to know, well, not all you have to know, but a good thing to know is that this is not your typical Batgirl. So obviously, when we think of Batgirl, we think of Batgirl as in Barbara Gordon, daughter of Jim Gordon. But this is Cassandra Cain, my queen. Cassandra Cain is the daughter of Lady Shiva, and actually something that I really like about this comic is that they focus on the relationship with Lady Shiva and Cassandra a lot, and that is not something that we actually see a lot of. In fact, we also get a backstory for Lady Shiva, and we learn she had a sister that she cared a lot about. So Lady Shiva is pretty much known in the DC universe for being the best woman assassin. So much so that a lot of characters are very much afraid of her. It's pretty cool to actually know that she did once have a soft side, I guess. And we also learn a lot about how Cassandra is similar to her mother, and how Cassandra feels about her mother, and how she comes to terms with the fact that Lady Shiva is, in fact, her mother. Because if you didn't know, Lady Shiva, well, she was the best mom to Cassandra. Cassandra actually has another parent, which is David Cain, but we don't really talk about him because he was kind of, how do I say this? But it's okay, because Bruce Wayne, my king Batman, adopted her, and she actually loves being Batman's daughter. Something that I also really like about this comic is how really first-time reader friendly it is. You can read this and not know a single thing about Cassandra Cain, and you are still going to enjoy every step of the way. But it is also something for OG Cassandra fans, because this is technically a continuation of her Batgirl run from the 2000s. Either way, it's really good. Okay, so number 2 for this week, we have Absolute Wonder Woman. Absolute Wonder Woman by Kelly Thompson and Hayden Sherman is, by every definition of the word, incredible. Now, you might be wondering, Kelly Thompson? Yes! Wonder Woman was actually written by a woman this time, which is kind of crazy. Nothing against all the men that have written her before, except for... okay, maybe one man. But that's something for another video. Kelly Thompson has actually written for DC before with Birds of Prey and many other comics, so you know you can really trust her. And something that's really nice of DC is actually having Hayden Sherman be the artist. 1, amazing art. 2, non-binary artist. It's honestly really cool to see a non-binary artist get such amazing praise. And you know what? They really deserve it, because just take a look at the art and you are gonna understand why they received so many awards for Absolute Wonder Woman. And unlike her current main Wonder Woman run. She's just so much more Diana. She is kind and strong and truthful to her core. Absolute Wonder Woman follows Wonder Woman as she was actually raised without the Amazons. In fact, she was raised by Circe in hell. Yes, you heard me right. She was raised in hell by a witch, meaning Wonder Woman is a witch, which is really cool because she's always really had a connection to the magic world of DC, as you can see in Justice League Dark. But this version of Wonder Woman is very much extra witchy. Not only that, but something that I love how they explore in this series are her many relationships with the goddesses. And as we read, we can kind of tell that the goddesses actually have a plan for her. And they're kind of using her as a tool and a savior, but also training her and kind of raising her. And it's all just so cool. Something that I really love are all the side characters in this series. And mostly, I love that they included Ferdinand. He is such an underrated character and he's never really utilized, so I really love this series. I mean, come on, just look at her sword. Come on, look at it. It's so cool. Oh, and did I mention she's like really tall and she gave up her arm? No? Okay, yeah, maybe just read it. Now, for my number one choice. Yes, you know it, you love them. It's Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League. Okay, so clearly I have my little cheetah print prepared for this because Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League is seriously an incredible series. First of all, the art by Nicola is incredible. It's so detailed and so beautiful. She makes both Cheetah and Cheshire look incredible. Everything about the art is seriously amazing. You actually may know Nicola Scott from her work with the Earth 2 comics, which is, well, they're pretty good. It is being written by Greg Rucka, who you may know from the Wonder Woman comics from like 2006, which, you know, he did a pretty good job with that and with the entire Wonder Woman mythos, so I definitely trust him with Cheetah. Like I said, male writers for Wonder Woman, not all bad. Not only is the comic full of action, really good art, but it's also what really stands out to me is the connection between Cheetah and Cheshire and how incredibly casual they are with each other. The dialogue just makes it so funny, and it feels like they've been friends for a long time. In fact, it kind of feels like me and my friends talking, which I really appreciate. If you're a Cheshire fan, or if you only know her from Young Justice, you know that she doesn't really get a lot of attention. In fact, there has never been a Cheshire comic before. And honestly, this is just great representation for her. A lot of readers in the past have complained about her representation and how she was not really represented really greatly, and they didn't really like her relationship with Roy and all of that, and, you know, the plot of her daughter dying was kind of sad. But good news! Her daughter is very much alive! We just didn't really know that. So by the title, you could have guessed, yes, Cheetah and Cheshire are planning on robbing the Justice League. In fact, they are planning on robbing the Watchtower, which, well, I guess they're gonna have to pass through Renee Montoya for that, but, you know, good luck to them. Either way, they are trying to get a team together, and guess who they got? Clarion the Witch Boy. He's usually been only known for Young Justice, and even then, it wasn't great representation for the character because, well, he's not a Lord of Chaos, unfortunately. Either way, Cheetah and Cheshire Rob the Justice League is definitely one for the books because it's such good storytelling and you really need to read it. Thank you for watching my little video. I hope you liked it. Bye bye.